Hi, Callum here. I know you're expecting Pat the podcast editor, but I've been editing the podcast for months now, and you've all been living a lie. Anyway, in today's episode, Dan and Lloyd talk all things vertical video and why you should start shooting content with a vertical first approach.
If Instagram is optimizing the platform for vertical video, they want you as a creator to produce vertical video, and they're going to reward you for doing that by giving you more reach and engagement.
And Dan shares some pretty impressive statistics from a month of vertical short form content on their Business Anchors YouTube channel.
From June 28th to July 27th, 30 days, we got 11,700 views on our channel, which is a 507% increase from the previous 30 days.
So there you have it. Short form vertical content is becoming the king of all social media platforms. Get ready for more compelling vertical facts, jokes and laughs. This is episode 106 of the Business Anchors podcast.
We're just a couple of business anchors. Welcome to the Business Anchors podcast. This jingle is slightly too long. This jingle is slightly too long.
Why is having a vertical video first marketing approach vital to anyone producing video in 2022, Dan?
Good question, Lloyd.
Thanks, and welcome back to the podcast.
Good. Well, social media platforms leave clues. And what I mean by that is if you look at the types of content social media platforms are trying to encourage you to create, you can start to understand the types of content you can create that's going to generate the most organic views and engagement.
Right.
Because say, for example, Instagram.
Yeah.
If Instagram is optimizing the platform for vertical video, they want you as a creator to produce vertical video, and they're going to reward you for doing that by giving you more reach and engagement.
Got it. So it's easy then, isn't it?
Well, yeah, we're going to go into more detail than just that. But the simple thing is, if you can understand the signs of social platforms trying to encourage you to create certain types of content, you can then just create the content they want you to create and get more reach. The simple way of looking at it is social platforms are constantly bringing out new features and changing. And one of the simple ways you can get the most reach and engagement with your content is to just use their latest features.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I don't know if you remember when Instagram brought out Instagram Live.
Mm-hmm.
When you went live on Instagram, when it was new, you could literally get thousands of people watching your lives, even if you only had a few hundred followers, because they wanted to encourage creators to use that.
So I suppose the social platforms have got whatever goals that they have behind the scenes, and they're going to be putting new features in front of people or changing things, and they've got, like I say, they've got their own goals and things they're trying to achieve, and to make sure that they achieve those, you just got to do what they want you to do, basically, because they're going to be putting that stuff in front of more people and giving you an easier route to success.
And the even bigger clue is when multiple social platforms are giving you the same clue. Like, so if
I see where we're going.
If you think about this, so, and again, the theme of vertical video. So TikTok is a platform that's fully immersive, that's built for vertical video.
You can't not do vertical video.
Yeah, literally.
I've seen some people try, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, you literally open the platform, and it's a fully immersive platform where it's a vertical video that takes up all of the screen. And instead of your traditional newsfeed where you're scrolling through lots of square and rectangle videos and pieces of content, it's all fully immersive, and it's like a swipe up, swipe down user interface.
I remember a couple of days ago, I saw someone trying not to do a vertical video, and they had a horizontal video, and at the start it said, turn your screen.
No,
and
never
in my
do
head,
that.
I thought, nope. It's weird, isn't it? Like, just doing that, you're like, that's that's more complicated than I'm willing to to do. Yeah.
So TikTok is giving you the clues by creating a platform that's literally built for only vertical video. Then we have other platforms like YouTube. So Lloyd, have you seen YouTube Shorts on YouTube?
Yeah, I've seen some great YouTube Shorts from the Business Anchors podcast YouTube.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So YouTube Shorts is basically YouTube's knockoff version of TikTok that they've bolted onto the platform. And again, they're really trying to encourage creators to produce YouTube Shorts by rewarding them with lots of organic views and engagement, like we've been seeing. I'm going to share some of the specific data and results we've achieved by creating vertical video in a second. But there's also LinkedIn. So we run lots of LinkedIn campaigns for our clients. I've noticed, I don't know if you've seen, Lloyd, in LinkedIn Ads Manager, they come up with suggestions sometimes like, oh, you should make this like tweak to improve results. One of the notifications I saw in the last couple of weeks is vertical video performs better within ads. So make vertical video. So
yeah, because I think a couple of the platforms people might still be clinging on to be saying like, oh no, we're not going to go vertical because we need it to work for LinkedIn or Facebook. Now even I saw last week Facebook have announced that within their app it's going to be, the main focus is going to be on Reels when you first open the app, and then you can get to the other stuff by pressing something different, but again the focus is going to be there. So those other platforms that you might be going, oh no, well most of our customers are on Facebook and LinkedIn, so we can't do vertical video.
Exactly.
We're not going to do TikTok, we're not lip syncing girls. That was in 2017. Can
I tell you a really interesting statistic that again reinforces why everyone should have a vertical video first approach?
Yeah, only if it's really interesting.
It is. Okay, actually, I'm going to ask you. I don't know if you've seen my notes, so if you know this or not, without looking.
No, I don't really notice. They're boring.
Okay, good. What percentage of social media users do you think exclusively access social media through mobile? So only access social media through mobile.
I think quite a high percentage. I would say like 61%.
78%.
That's a really interesting statistic.
So again, if you think about that, that's another clue that's like mobile phones are sideways rectangles.
Vertical?
Vertical. They're vertical rectangles. So again, keeping it simple, you should be creating video that is suited to that size screen. Dan doesn't say, I'm going to call someone on my phone. He says, I'm going to call someone on my vertical rectangle. Exactly.
Yeah, because that's what it is.
So all of these clues, as a marketer, we should be keeping our eye out for and thinking, literally every social platform is optimizing the way it serves you content for vertical video. Maybe they actually want us to create vertical video.
Yeah.
And the reason this is really important is if we understand what the social platform wants us to create, like I mentioned a minute ago, they will reward us for creating that content by giving us more organic reach, reaching more people, which in turn is going to drive more engagement and is going to help us as a business get in front of more of the right people and ultimately sell more of what we're trying to sell and grow, which is most businesses' key objective.
So I think I know what you're telling us to do now.
Okay.
It sounds like you're quite keen on vertical video.
Yes.
Because it's going to get businesses better results and people better results and more reach and anything they want to achieve, basically. So I guess as an example for our business at Knowlton, have you got sort of an example of how we have adapted our social strategy for this kind of thing?
Yes, I have.
Good.
So every few years, we tend to make some kind of monumental shift in the way we market ourselves because of the changes in these platforms. So previously, we've had quite big shifts in the platforms we're using to reach our customers. Like we always mainly used to use Facebook to drive new business. We literally never really drive any business from Facebook now compared to other platforms like LinkedIn and TikTok and that kind of thing. The most recent shift is having a vertical video first approach. So the specific things we're doing to have a vertical video first approach, one is shooting most of our content in a vertical format.
I was just going to say there's two cameras pointing to us that aren't the traditional angle that a camera is usually.
Exactly. Yeah. So we now, when we knew we were making this change to vertical video, we spoke to the production team and said, we want all of our videos to look brilliant in a vertical format. So there's been specific changes. For example, this exact video now, this is very meta, but we're shooting our podcast. We used to have a wide angle camera and then two close-up cameras on us that were landscape. Now we just have a close-up camera that's vertical, and we've optimized the scene and the setting and the lighting to work best for this vertical.
And I remember when you first said that, I'm like, no, we're just going to shoot it vertical. I think all of us kind of, it was almost like, oh, what? No, like defensive of like we were clutching at reasons like we have to do it the other way. And I think in the end we realised, I suppose there isn't a good reason anymore to do that. But it did feel strange. But obviously, as we've seen since we've done that, it's been worthwhile.
Yeah,
I assume.
Yeah, I'm going to share those results in a second.
Okay.
But there's some other things we're doing. So specifically for the podcast, which is a big part of our content strategy, everything is optimized for vertical video. In addition to that, the other types of content we create, the entertaining sketches and kind of skit videos that you've seen, we optimize for vertical video first. So when we're shooting those, we're focused on that. Also, just one point, I guess, having a vertical video first approach doesn't mean everything has to be vertical. So for example, we still share the full videos of these podcast episodes as landscape on the main YouTube channel.
What?
But we found a clever way of doing that. So you may think, oh, if you're just shooting two vertical shots, how do you make it landscape? Well, we do a split screen of our shots, two square kind of visuals.
We still sleep horizontally when we go home, don't we?
We do.
We tried vertically, but we just weren't getting.
Didn't really work.
No. Yeah.
That's great addition, Lloyd. Thanks.
Thank you.
So some of the anchors may be watching and listening and thinking, oh, Dan loves vertical video, but is it actually worthwhile changing everything we're doing to vertical video? And for us, it has been so far. And dramatically, the data shows that. And I just want to share some of those stats with you just to, again, reinforce why this is such a powerful thing to do to get better results for from your content.
Give us some data, Dan.
So,
Go for it.
YouTube, traditionally, YouTube hasn't been a platform we've really focused on for our business.
Yep.
It's sort of just been somewhere where we put stuff and, it's there and accessible. But we thought, let's put a bit more resource and effort into trying to improve this. So going with vertical video first. So what we now do with our podcast, we now cut shorter, under 1 minute clips for YouTube Shorts. And we're posting around 5 YouTube Shorts a week.
Okay.
So short clips of us saying good stuff that are for YouTube Shorts. Now, we started this vertical video approach first on June 28th.
What a day.
2022. So I've tracked the data for a month since June 28th compared to the previous month of not having this vertical first approach. Now, just to say as well, our Business Anchors YouTube channel is very new. So we literally started it a few months ago. So we only have under 100 subscribers. So this is basically a completely...
Why aren't you subscribed yet?
So you go and subscribe to that
this
channel.
Is in your ears or in your face. Go and subscribe on YouTube.
So we don't have a really a following on there compared to the other platforms. But from June 28th to July 27th, 30 days, we got 11,700 views on our channel, which is a 507% increase from the previous 30 days.
That's real data.
That's real data. Also, more real data. We had 67.1 hours watch time on our YouTube channel. That's a 319% increase from the previous 30 days.
That's also a big number.
Yeah. So that's just YouTube, okay? And this is just us initially testing this for 30 days. TikTok. So when we started this vertical video first approach, we started sharing vertical videos on TikTok. So from the 28th of June to July 27th, we got 431,000 views on TikTok on our vertical videos.
That's 13,000 number yet.
Yeah, exactly. 13,875 profile views, over 20,000 likes, almost 2,000 comments. 2,522 shares, 2,929 new followers in that 30 days just from focusing on posting these vertical video clips.
And it's not as big of a number, but we've had 4 or 5 comments about how good my beard is.
We have.
Some things, you can't just look at the big numbers in the data. Those are the important details.
Who is it? Someone, you were literally smiling ear to ear for a whole day because someone commented saying they've got a fangirl crush on you or something.
No, I wasn't smiling ear to ear all day. Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, one of those. Yeah, there's been a few. But, yeah. So
people like the beard, Lloyd.
There's more benefits than just, 431,000, people saying good stuff about
Stroking
me.
Lloyd's ego.
Yeah.
Let me just give you a little bit more data because I know you really want some more data.
Yeah, I would love that.
So another platform, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So LinkedIn's one of the places we drive most of our business from. So this is data from my personal profile. So from June 28th to July 27th,
Always the same.
we had 557,586 views on our content, which is a 243% increase since we've started going vertical video first.
It sounds like you've made these up because they're all so positive.
No, honestly, this is why we're doing a podcast episode on it, Lloyd.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, actually, yeah.
5,981 likes, which is a 284% increase from the previous 30 days. 1,413 comments, which is a 72% increase. 76 shares, which is a 204% increase. So again, I'm not going to keep throwing numbers at you, but on every platform where we've started optimizing for vertical video first, the impact of how many people we're reaching and how many people are engaging, which is a key part of us convincing people to work with us as a business, has dramatically increased.
It's interesting because I'm trying to think of reasons why businesses wouldn't do this, because in my mind, it's like, well, it's worked for our business, but, if you're the owner of a golf club, you're not going to, and I'm thinking, well, no, the golf club members are still on the same platforms. They're still, and also if the platforms change in the future, say a platform changed and it's like, oh, vertical video's rubbish, I should never have listened to Dan. Horizontal video's good, you can just change back.
Yeah.
It's not like, because it feels like such a big shift. I think that's why people aren't shifting. They're like, what? No, we've always done it this way. And it's a massive part of the content they create.
Well, I don't want to be one of those marketers that just says something works for us and you should do it too. It's definitely going to work for you. But what I will say is it's definitely worth testing.
Well, also, it's not just working for us, it's working for all our clients.
Yeah. Okay, that's
so
it. All right, Lloyd.
It's not just one example. But,
but again, sometimes like a person says, oh, this has worked for me, so you should do it. It's worth testing.
Well, it's on all of the platforms, or basically all the social platforms are pushing vertical video. Even LinkedIn, which is the one that you probably think wouldn't be, like Dan said, there's notifications popping up saying, do you know vertical video works better? Like there's no excuse, unless you're on some kind of social platform that I haven't heard of, there's no reason not to at least try it, is there?
Yeah, and again, this is why I wanted to make a podcast episode on this, because it's having such a positive impact on us and our clients' marketing. Honestly, just try it.
In a way, it's surprising it's taken this long, because for years now, we've been mainly consuming social media on a mobile device that is normally held in a vertical format.
Yeah,
it's surprising it's taken this long for the platforms to actually go down that route of making it fit the screens.
Do you know what I think the start of the shift in this was? Like the start of this happening was back in, I think it was around 2007 or 2011, 2007, when Snapchat came out, and they brought out a social platform that blew up. That was a completely unique interface that no one was used to. So traditionally on platforms like Facebook and Instagram and every platform, LinkedIn, you have a news feed where you scroll through posts from people in your feed. Yeah. Whereas when Snapchat came out, it was a fully immersive screen where you swiped up, down, left, and right, and it took you to a full screen of content rather than lots of different bits of content that you scroll through. Yeah, that was the start, and then that grew, and then Instagram kind of brought out Insta Stories, which was a fully immersive platform. Then they brought out Reels, then TikTok blew up, then YouTube Shorts, and it's all just going in that direction. So there literally couldn't be any more clues out there that creators, marketers, and brands should be creating vertical video first over any other format of video.
I suppose it's not like we're majorly ahead of the curve and we're like, do this radical thing. No. It's like, do this thing that there were clues in 2011 to do. It's just basically now is the point where it's a complete no-brainer. Like if you're not doing this, it doesn't make any sense now. It's hard to argue against it.
Yeah. I'm also just on the topic of TikTok and vertical video. I think other social platforms should be concerned, like Facebook, because of how much you get rewarded for creating vertical video through views and comments and engagement and website traffic through platforms like TikTok. It's starting to become a no-brainer to move your attention and your marketing resource away from platforms like Facebook, where you get sod all, to platforms like TikTok. And I recently saw Facebook for the first time actually started losing money, and advertisers are moving away from the platform because of that.
And when I saw that their revenue had decreased for the first time, I was surprised. And then I thought of the work we're doing with clients, and I was thinking, we're spending less money with Facebook, and we're spending more of clients' money than ever on TikTok and LinkedIn. Yeah. So it's completely in line with what we're experiencing.
It's funny how they're trying to claw it back now by saying, "Oh, we'll change the whole home feed to store."
Yeah, no, we're going to do that anyway. You can do that here as well. It's really good, honest. Yeah. Okay, so what? Obviously, we know now vertical video is really good. You've said lots of large numbers, which proves it's good.
Yeah.
What actions do you think people should be taking now? If you're a marketing manager in a brand, or you're an owner of a small business, what are the actions that they should be taking?
So just focus on producing your content in a vertical format first before any other kind of content style.
And then you don't need to listen to that, and you can see it with your own eyes that you're getting better results. And then you can send a message to us saying, "Oh my God, you were right. We've just done a 30-day test and we've made so much money and we're so successful."
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think there'll be quite a few people and marketers listening that may be scared to put this forward to their CMO or head of marketing because it's quite a dramatic shift in the way you do things. But doing a test is a low risk way. Like as marketers, we should always be testing different things. Position it as that. I want us to do a small test to see if
I also think, though, a lot of marketers in that position, they know it's the right thing to do. Like, I think they already know it. They just need people like us to be like, come on, you need to do it now. Because we were like that for a long time. Like, you could see all of the signs, but we were still shooting stuff firstly for landscape and then adapting it to portrait and stuff. And it's, because it's such a big shift, it's going to take some persuading. But I think most of us know it's the way to go now. Yeah.
So do that test, and secondly, make sure you've got everything and all the analytics set up so you can monitor the performance of how that test goes. So, for example, if you're doing this on TikTok, you probably want to shift your account to a business account because you have much more in-depth analytics to actually look at the watch time and everything behind the scenes. So yeah, make sure you've got the analytics set up. Make sure you know what the kind of data you're going to be tracking. Things like in YouTube Shorts, we haven't just been tracking views because the Shorts videos are under 1 minute, so they're much shorter than our normal 30-minute long YouTube videos.
So that could deceive you. You could be like, "Oh, I've had loads of people watching," but it's different watching a 1 minute video to an hour video.
Exactly. So the second metric we're definitely keeping an eye on is watch time, is total watch time, which again, like I said, has gone up like 243%. Yeah. So although we're getting lots more views on shorter content, but that's adding up to us being in front of people like 2.5 times more than when we weren't doing vertical video.
We're in people's eyes and ears for a longer time in general, even though it's short form video.
Yeah. So that's the crux of it. Do the test, and again, if you're not the ultimate decision maker, position this to your CMO or head of marketing and say, "We want to do this test. Set up the analytics so that you can actually track the data and get the evidence for how much better this will perform, because it will." And then make sure once you've done that test, you collate that information and look at it and go, that is much better. And then you can present that again to your CMO or head of marketing, and it's just an absolute no-brainer.
Nice. I'm convinced.
Well, I already convinced you because we've already been doing this for 30 days.
Dan, I was acting.
Oh, okay.
But my acting was so good.
Yeah.
That you thought I wasn't convincing.
That was really good.
Persuaded. Yeah. Great. So anchors, vertical video, get your vertical videos out.
For the lads.
For the lads. Do your tests. And like we said, in 30 days, you send us a message going, "Oh my God, it's so good."
Please actually do that if you do this, because then we could create a good piece of content, like cutting this clip to you going, "Oh my God."
Yes. Yeah, actually, that's what you got to say. You got to say, the exact thing you got to say is, "Oh my God, you're so good." And then we'll cut them all together and we'll have a good promo video for the Business Anchors podcast. Okay? Call to action there.
Off you go.
Off you go. Vertical video saying, "Oh my God, he's so good." Okay.
And we'll see you in your ears next week.
We will do, if you still want to listen to this prep.